All right, and we are back here in Gurong Pinoy. Welcome back po mga kaguro. And of course, we'd like to welcome back the members of Team Piaget. If you are a member, you have answered our pre-board. This is still part of your final coaching. This is the last installment for our professional education final coaching. And of course, as members of Team Piaget, you can answer our quizzes, you can watch the full-length video, and you can download all the PowerPoint presentations that we have in the form of PDF. No? So again, if you'd want to still become a member of Team Piaget, pwede pa po kayong humabol. If you are going to be taking the LET in September, magpa-member na po kayo. All the previous videos are there. Full length yung ating videos dun sa Team Piaget, hindi po nawawala. Doon din po lahat ng ating mga PDF files. Okay? So again, please do become a member of Team Piaget if you want to easily pass the licensure exam for teachers. Now, tonight's discussion, as I've mentioned, is the last video that we have to complete the final coaching for professional education. This is for June 2022 licensure exam for teachers. But before that, of course, let's all have our opening prayer. We thank you for this new day, Lord. Help us to embrace all that it may hold for us, to hear the bird song and have new melodies in our hearts, to see the sunrise and create beauty with our hands, to touch the leaves that grow afresh and allow your love to touch our hearts, to smell the fragrance of the flowers and breathe in the wonder of your creation, to dwell on the beauty of our world and study and fathom your miracles, to enjoy the conversations we have and the lessons we go to. May we drink in all the goodness you have for us. Amen. All right, so once again, as I've mentioned, this is professional education, 20 items coming from March 2022 and also from January 2022 LET items. Okay, so this would complete our 5 days of discussion for professional education, also 5 days for general education, a total of 10 days of discussion for our final coaching. Okay, and of course, we pray for all those, so all of you are going to be taking the LET this June. Okay, so next Sunday na malapit na po, balikan lahat ng videos natin if you still can, no? Kung hindi pa kayo tapos mag-movie marathon, balikan po lahat ng videos natin sa YouTube channel natin. There's so many videos there, over 400 videos that can, of course, easily help you to pass the LET. Okay, now again, please do like, love, and share this video, and of course you can also show your support to us by sending a superstar, not your superstars, your stars on Facebook, and super chat, super stickers, super thank yous on YouTube. Maraming salamat po. For those of you already liked, loved, and shared this video, sent us stars, and also sent us super chat, super stickers. Now, this is another pre-recorded video. As you know, I've given birth 3 weeks ago. If you're watching this now, I'm still pregnant, but of course, this is pre-recorded. You'll be watching this. Tonight is June 19th, okay? So this is still pre-recorded, but still, with the wonder of technology, we can still interact as if this is a live stream, okay? So please put your comments, your answers in our comment box. And again, please do like, love, and share our video. We start with question number 1. Okay, number 1, Mr. Santos plans of applying direct instruction strategy. Which will he first do? Is it letter A, independent practice, letter B, review the previous day's work, letter C, guided student practice, or letter D, project method? Okay, if you are thinking of your direct instruction strategy, what comes first? What or which one should he do first? Which do you think is a correct choice? Okay, number 1, again, please put your answer in your comment box. Share our video, that's very important, so that you can share Gurong Pinoy, no? All right, what is your choice? Question number 1. Tumpa kaya ang number 1? Nasagot ninyo? Or ligwak? Pag ligwak, move on ng kaagad, no? Basta sa actual LET, dapat alam nyo na kung anong inyong magiging choice. Okay, number 1. Again, please put your answer in our chat box. What's your answer? question number 1. Okay, now going back to question 1 here, you have a teacher by the name of Mr. Santos, and he wants to apply direct instruction strategy, so direct method. Which will he do first? Is it letter A, independent practice, review the previous day's work, guided student practice, or project method? Okay? Now, the correct choice here, of course, would be letter B. So, review muna, balikan muna yung previous day's work, no? So, these right here are the different steps of your direct instructional model. Okay, by Ross and Shine. So first, review the previously learned material. This was our choice B. Kaya ito yung ating tumpak na choice. Number 2, you state the objectives of the lesson so that your students are going to be aware of what they should achieve that day. You present your new material, your new topic. Then you have your guided practice. Then you have your assessment of performance, and you provide corrected feedback. No? So guided practice muna. That means you would be asking your students to solve it, for example, or to do it on their own, and then you check their answers and you provide feedback kung saan ba sila nagkamali. No? So you will be guiding them in doing this activity. And assign independent practice po pwede ng formal, no? O halos formal assessment mo na to. Po pwedeng pair work, po pwedeng independent individual work, po pwede din namang magpa-quiz ka na, no? And then you, of course, assess their performance. Still give them feedback. Then you have to review periodically and offer corrective feedback if necessary. Okay, so paulit-ulit nire-review mo sila and you offer them corrective feedback so that they can unlearn or relearn whatever it is whatever mistakes that they're making. Okay, so here, letter B is our choice. Okay, so review the previous day's work, ang tumpak na choice for number 1. Okay, kung ligwak, okay lang po yan, move on. Meron pa tayong 19 items, no? Number 2, to settle issues with insurgents, which pillar of learning should be upheld or should be upheld? No? Letter A, learning to be. Letter B, learning to live together. Letter C, learning to do. Or letter D, learning to know. Okay, what is your choice for question number 2? You have insurgents, yung mga rebelde, no? So which pillar of learning should be upheld so that you can settle your issues with insurgents? Okay, which one is your choice for question number 2? All right, so then again, these are all part of the 4 pillars of learning. Now, we have a separate video on that. Kung hindi niyo pa po napapanood, please do watch that video so that maliwanagan po kayo kung anong differences ng different pillars of learning natin. Also, learning to be, learning to live together, learning to do, and learning to know. No? Now, in this case here, the situation states to settle issues with insurgents. Which pillar of learning should be upheld? And the correct choice, of course, should be letter B, learning to live together. That means even if you have different opinions, different choices, different candidates sa election, you have to uphold each other's opinion, respect each other's opinion. Of course, you have to just accept each other's differences. And so, letter B, learning to live together, ang ating tumpak na choice dito. Now, going back to the 4 pillars of learning, again, when you say learning to know, these are all your cognitive skills. So, these are all your mental processes, mental capacities, and abilities. Learning to do, this pertains to your motor skills. So, skills lahat yung learning to do. Learning to live together, sociological skills, how you deal with other people, how you accept the differences, your different opinions, different viewpoints. And learning to be, these are your emotional skills. This is attaining your self-fulfillment. Okay, so becoming the best version of yourself. That's learning to be. Okay, so again, these are the four pillars of learning. There's a fifth pillar, which is learning to transform, but learning to transform pertains to the curriculum, not to the person or not to the student. So learning to transform, this simply means that the curriculum should be able to adjust with the demands of the society. So kunwari sa atin, no, when the pandemic happened, imbes na mag face-to-face, we had to adjust and naging online, no, yung medium of instruction. Okay, so that's learning to transform. Your curriculum should be able to adjust and should be able to fit the needs and answer the needs of your society. Okay, but then again, your answer for this question, number 2, is learning to live together, letter B. Okay, we move on. And number 3, Teacher Divine is assigned in a rural area near a lake. Teacher Ellen in a depressed community. Teacher Fina in a hostile area yet abundant in resources. And Teacher Ginger in a place where standard of living is high. Who among the public school teachers is entitled to a special hardship allowance? Is it letter A, Teacher, this should be Divine, not diving, Teacher Divine, letter B, Teacher Ellen, letter C, Teacher Fina, or letter D, Teacher Ginger? Okay, who is entitled to a special hardship allowance? What do you think is the correct choice? Please put your answer in our comment box. Again, if you still have not shared our video, please do share our video. Like, love, and share our video. Send us stars. Send us super chat, super stickers too on YouTube. Thank you. Okay, what's your choice for question number 3? Okay, again, please put your answer po sa ating comment box, sa inyong comment. Okay, what do you think is the correct choice? Sino ang may karapatan para sa special hardship allowance? Okay, so going back to the different choices that you have here, si Teacher Divine ay na-assign sa rural area, no? So, malayong lugar, malapit sa lake, no? Rural, hindi siya urban, no? Hindi siya syudad. Si Teacher Ella naman in a depressed area, no? So, depressed area. And of course, you have Teacher Fina, who is assigned in a hostile area. Medyo may kaguluhan, no? Medyo may kaguluhan or may gera sa area kung nasaan si Teacher Fina. And of course, you have Teacher Ginger, who is in a place where standard of living is high, kunwari sa Maynila, no? When you say standards of living is high, mahal lahat ng bilihin, no? Opposed sa depressed naman, depressed, walang kabuhayan yung tao. Okay, so who among the public school teachers is entitled to special hardship allowance? The correct choice, of course, would be Teacher Fina. Okay, because she is in a hostile area, no? Hostile area, that means may kaguluhan, may gera kung saan siya nagtuturo. Okay, so letter C po ang ating tumpak na choice, hindi lamang dahil hindi sa city, dahil walang kabuhayan yung mga tao, hindi dahil mahal yung bilihin sa lugar kung saan ka nagtuturo, nasa syudad ka, kunwari, no, but it's should be in a place where may danger, no? So may risk ang inyong buhay. Okay, so that's when you are going to be entitled to a special hardship allowance. Okay, now here is our explanation. The government has set the special hardship allowance of eligible teachers and school heads at a fixed 25% of the monthly basic salary from the previous 15 to 25%. So before it was not fixed, pero ngayon fixed na siya at 25%. Prior to this, it was just at 2.5%. No? So ngayon, mataas na, 25% na. But of course, it's very risky. No? Alam naman natin, minsan, may mga gurong kinikidnap. Okay, so of course, they have to be given special hardship allowance. So letter C, ang tumpak na choice for number 3. Number 4, teacher is using didactic approach to cover wide range of topics. Which method is being referred? Letter A, inductive method. Letter B, expository method. Letter C, project method. Or letter D, laboratory. Okay, what's your choice for number 4? All right, what do you think is the tumpak na choice for question number 4? All right, question number 4. What is our choice? Okay, so sabi dito sa number 4 mo, the teacher is using didactic approach to cover wide range of topics. Which method is being referred? Is it letter A, inductive method, letter B, expository method, letter C, project method, or letter D, laboratory method? And ang numpak na choice dito is letter B, expository method. And let's take a look at your explanation. Didactics is a teacher-centered method of instruction in which teachers deliver and students receive lessons. This is best suited to brief delivery of factual information. Yung didactics po would be the same as your direct method. So explanation or expository, what happens is that you are going to give your students lecture. So lecture type, kunwari yung nangyayari sa review center, ito yung ginagawa na expository method. The teachers deliver and students receive the lessons. No? So walang discovery yung estudyante, hindi siya inductive. Inductive kasi would be indirect method. It's more student-centered. So yung project method mo, inductive yan sila. Laboratory method mo, these are all inductive because the students would do more than the teacher. No? So they're the ones who are going to be making their project. They're the ones doing laboratory work. But these are more time consuming than your expository, didactic or direct method. Okay, so direct method po yung ating hinahanap, and that would be expository, explanation lahat, no? So lecture type lamang. Okay, so this is what happens in review centers. Ito din ginagawa natin because of the lack of time. Dahil wala tayong time, no? Because, of course, malapit na yung let, and you have to cover wide range of topics. What you do would be didactic approach. So letter B is tumpak for number 4. We move on with number 5. Which part of the lesson is involved when students bring information together from a variety of sources and form new ideas about the topics? Is it letter A, constructivism, letter B, synthesis, letter C, application, or letter D, formulation? Okay, paulit-ulit na tong tanong na to, no, na iiba-iba lang yung words na ginagamit. But essentially, if you try to understand the meaning of your question, it still is asking you of the same thing. Okay, so which one do you think is tumpak for number 5? Please put your answer in our comment box. Okay, what's your choice? All right. So sabi na number five mo, the students bring information together, okay? So different pieces of information from different variety of sources and form new ideas about the topic, bagong ideya. And the correct choice here, of course, should be letter B, no, synthesis, because you have the terms bringing information together, so bringing different pieces together, and of course forming new ideas. This is synthesis or creating, not just constructivism. Now, although you can say that synthesis may be a form of constructivism, but of course, we are looking for the term synthesis here specifically. Application is when you are able to make use of what you've learned inside the classroom to real life. And formulation is also when you are coming up with some ideas. Okay, so essentially, parang yung synthesis mo dito is a combination of your constructivism and formulation. So synthesis is our choice for number five. Number six, teacher Andrew asked questions that encourage many answers and generate greater participation from students. What type of question was utilized by teacher Andrew? Is it letter A, convergent, letter B, reflective, letter C, behavioral, or letter D, divergent? Okay, what's your choice for number six? This is a common question in the lab. The words may not be the same, but the thought is the same. Okay, so you should know what the answer is. Okay, what is your answer for question number six? Alright, so sabi dito, si Teacher Andrew ay nag-ask ng question. And the question encouraged the students to create many answers. Okay, so many answers, and the students were able to participate. So, what type of question do you think was utilized by Teacher Andrew? Is it convergent, reflective, behavioral, or divergent? And of course, for number six, ang tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter D, no, divergent. Now, convergent questions and divergent questions are opposite. When you say convergent, no, there's only one answer. So usually yung sinasabi natin or ginagawa natin example dito is, what is the largest planet? It only has one answer. You cannot vary your answer. You cannot generate a lot of participation from your students. No? So that's convergent. But when you say divergent questions, these are open-ended questions. Your what if, why, how. Okay, so your students are going to be giving you different answers, and of course they will be participating because of course iba-iba yung magiging sagot nila, iba-iba yung magiging opinion nila. Reflective, usually you give this to students to reflect upon themselves, so self-assessment. Okay, what have you done? What have you learned? So these are reflective questions. Behavioral questions, of course, pertains to behavior. Okay, so letter D, divergent, is what we are looking for. So those questions that you actually hear in Miss Universe, sa mga pageant, these are divergent questions. As to say, the question that was asked of Miss Universe Philippines, no, si Cortesi. Okay, so the question for her was, if you could stop time for a day, how would you spend it? And of course, if we will be asked this question, we are all going to have different answers. No? Kaya siya naging divergent. And this was her answer. No? If I could stop time, I will spend it with my family, especially my mother. It's been 2 years since I didn't see my family because they live in Italy, and I came here in the Philippines just by myself. So if I had a chance, to spend one day, I would definitely be with my mom and will tell her how much I love her and miss her. Okay, so this is a type of divergent question. Okay, so iba-iba yung ating magiging sagot. And of course, that would lead to greater participation. So divergent is tumpa for number 6. Number 7, Teacher Apple is using a signal interference for classroom discipline. Which is the best to convey that you disapprove of a student's behavior? Letter A, wink. Letter B, raise eyebrow. Letter C, clap hands once. Or letter D, put a hand on her throat. Okay, what's your choice for question number 7? These are signal interferences, your non-verbal na signal na binibigay mo sa inyong estudyante. What do you think is the correct choice for question number 7? All right, question number 7. What do you think is our choice? All right, so going back to question number 7 here. Teacher Apple is using a signal interference for classroom discipline. Now, the hint here is the term disapprove. No? So, alin dito yung nagpapakita that you disapprove a student's behavior? Okay, you don't like what the student is doing. Is it a wink? So, kikindat ka, raise your eyebrow, clap hands once, or put a hand on her throat. Okay, sasakalin mo yung bata. And the correct choice, of course, would be to raise your eyebrow. Okay, so usually, pinandidilata natin yung ating mga estudyante. No? So, ganyan lang. We don't wink. Yung winking kasi and clapping hands once, po pwede maging positive. No? Hindi klaro kung especially yung clapping hands once. Usually, it is to get attention. No? Letter A, winking, it is something positive. So, raise eyebrow lamang po yung ating magiging tumpak na choice dito. Hindi naman po pwedeng hand on her throat. No? So, mapapatulfo ka pag ito nangyari. Pag dito sa Amerika, ganun din, no? Mapapulis ka, makukulong ka. Okay, so letter B, raise eyebrow is our choice. Raise your eyebrow is your choice. Okay, so letter B for number 7. Number 8, many local schools in the Philippines are established as academy. Who is the founder of such institution? Letter A, Aristotle. Letter B, Plato. Letter C, Socrates. Or letter D, Protagoras. Okay, who gave us the idea of academy? What's your choice for number 8?